In this video, we're going to review the order of operations and evaluating expressions. First of all, what is the order of operations? Well, a lot of people refer to it as either PEMDAS or GEMDAS. The P or G refers to grouping symbols. So grouping symbols are your parentheses or brackets or things like that. The fraction bar is another thing. There are lots of different situations where you have grouping symbols. So those grouping symbols and whatever operations are in them are completed first. E stands for exponents. So you're going to do, the second tier is to complete exponents and to simplify those. M and D are multiply and divide. They are done in order from left to right. So whichever one is first, that's what you do. So if dividing comes first, that's the one you do first. If multiplying comes first, then you multiply. Addition and subtraction are the last two reminders. And again, whichever one comes first. So if addition comes first, then you complete that operation first. Otherwise, you do subtraction. So order of operations. We should all be familiar with that at this point in time. Why do we need it? Good question. Order of operations, we need it because it gives us a system that is consistent so that everybody gets the same answer. So if I have something that looks like 4 plus 3 times 2, which one would you do first? If you do the 3 times 2 first, which is what you're supposed to do, and 6, and then add, you get 10. But if you forget order of operations, then you're going to do the plus, the addition first, and you're going to have 7 times 2, which is 14, but that is incorrect. The multiplication takes precedence. The multiplication is more important than the addition at this point in time. Okay, so we need it because then there's a system that everybody follows so that we all get the same answer. Okay, evaluating expressions uses order of operations. And all we do first is we want to substitute. So we want to substitute values for our variables, and then we want to simplify using order of operations. Okay, so I have 2 examples here, and let's run through it. The first one is just order of operations. There is nothing to substitute. So what do we do first? By order of operations, we're going to do grouping symbols. In this case, we actually have 2 kinds of grouping symbols. We have the 5 minus 1, and we also have 3 plus 6. So we can actually do those kind of at the same time. Our 8 doesn't change. 5 minus 1 becomes 4. 3 plus 6 is 9. And notice at this point I can drop my parentheses. Okay. The other thing I did was that I copied everything down in the exact order. I know some students don't like to do that, but it's very important that you have everything in the same order so that you can apply your knowledge exactly the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so the next thing, we have 8 over 4. That's a division. Since it comes first, that's the next thing that we're going to simplify. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. And we're going to bring down our times 9 times 3. 2 times 9 is 18. And then 18 times 3 is 54. And that's our answer. So keep everything in order, make sure that you're organized, and you'll be fine. So the next one, we've got B's and C's and A's in this one. So make sure that you substitute the right value for the right variable. So A is 4, and then we have B is 8. Let's change our color for B. So we have a B here. And we also have a C. So C goes here and here. Okay, so in order to complete this, let's substitute first. So we have 5 times B is 8, C is 5. Now when the two letters are next to each other like that, we have to make sure that we multiply. Okay, and 7 minus A is 4. Okay, so let's double check. C is 5, so 5 times B is 8, C is 5, so 8 times 5, divided by 4, minus, and then 7 minus 4 in parentheses. Okay, so following order of operations, the parentheses comes first, so 5 times 8 times 5 divided by 4, minus 7 minus 4 is 3. And again, since I've completed what's inside the parentheses, I can drop it. So the next thing, we have a grouping symbol. That's our division sign. So 5 times 40 divided by 4 minus 3. Multiplication actually comes first, but we can, because we're going to do something and then undo it, and I'll show you that, we can either do 5 times 40, which is 200 divided by 4 minus 3, or 200 divided by 4 is 50 minus 3, which is 47. Okay. We can also do 5 times 40 divided by 4 is 10, and then 50 minus 3, which is 47. So if you have multiplication and division one right after the other, sometimes you can do them like at the same time. Okay, so there you go. Order of operations, and then evaluating expressions.